Welcome to the back of the Jeep and another Disc Golf Debrief. Wanted to talk today about some different approaches to environmentally friendly discs that I've been throwing lately, as well as some strategy that goes into throwing those kinds of discs. Got 3 disc molds to talk about. The first one is actually the putters that I've been using for the last a little bit more than a year. These are the Echo Keystones from Latitude 64. I really love the Keystone as a putting mold. The mold shape fits my hand really well. So first off, it's kind of got a high shoulder here that fits in my palm real nicely. And then the underside, the bevel goes deeper, so it's a little flatter. And for whatever reason, that just fits my finger real nice in my putting grip. I like it a little better than the more, I guess it's steeper angle on the kind of AVR style putters. It's beadless, it's got a medium depth, nice and glidey. They're fantastic. Handles the spin well, you can do the push putt thing. Great putters. The Echo plastic is supposed to be biodegradable, so if you lose one out on the course, it'll break down eventually. I don't know if that's true. I haven't buried one out in the field. It did take me a while to get used to the Echo plastic. It's a little slicker than the other Zero plastics. However, once it beats in, it's perfect. It's great. Feels good in the hand. I was excited to be able to get a good deal on them. These were the US, I think, amateur match play pack discs. There were a ton of them available, so I ended up buying like 10 for $5 a piece, which is pretty hard to beat. The only problem I have is, like, do people really lose their putters? I mean, leaving them in the basket's one thing, but, like, I don't know. I mean, I will throw these for short water carry holes because they're cheap and I'm not afraid to lose them, but how often are people losing their putters? Anyway, it's fine. Echo plastic, I'm glad they tried something new. Latitude 64 Keystone's a fantastic mold. If you haven't tried it for putting or throwing, you should. The next disc I want to talk about is probably my most thrown disc on my videos, and that's the Latitude 64 BioGold Beetle. This BioGold plastic, I think when they first released the Beetle, it was called Spill Line. I think they've called it recycled. From what I understand, they take misfired discs, ones that didn't mold up right, they regrind them and they put them into this. This is a lightweight disc. It's 141 grams. It's super flexible, so it tends to stick. It doesn't bounce very much. But the thing I love about this is it's a 1-speed, 7 glide. The other numbers don't matter because basically it does what you tell it to do inside about 100 to 150 feet. Much farther than that, it's just gonna roll over, burn, no control. But inside of that 100-foot range, you put it on a hyzer, it'll hold the hyzer. You put it on a hand hyzer, it will never fight out. It'll just glide to the right. You throw it straight, it'll go straight. It feels like a remote control disc inside that 100-foot range. So that flick of the wrist upshot, throw it with a little bit more nose up, and you get that little bit more stability. This is the Robbie C Polecat approach disc. I think this is the best version of that disc I've ever thrown. The plastic feels much better than anything I've felt in the other options. And because it's so neutral, it doesn't fight or upset me the same way other discs in this category might. The glitch or the spore tend to have a little bit more bite at the end, which if you needed it to fly past 150 feet, that's super helpful. But if you're using this right, I think this is the better option. It's that I'm just outside circle 2 and I want to give it a chance. Sometimes it goes in, but more often than not, I'm like tap-in distance from the basket. So if you haven't tried something like the Beetle, that 1-speed, super glidey, super neutral to understable, super shapeable, give this guy a shot. The last disc I wanted to talk about is the Trash Panda Inner Core. This is from the first run, so it's got the October of 22 date stamp in there. When I first got it, I asked my daughter she was about 7 at the time, to draw me a picture of a trash panda, so of a raccoon, and then I dyed it on the disc. It's faded a bunch because the dye will move its way through the TPU plastic. So this used to have like a flower pattern around the trash panda, but it's a really good disc. It does have that more traditional AVR style leading edge, which doesn't feel all that great in my hand, but you cannot argue with the results. It does exactly what they say it does. It will tell you how you threw it. If you throw it a little nose up, it stables up. If you throw it flat, it goes straight. If you put it on hyzer, it'll hold the hyzer and move left. If you put it on anhyzer, it won't fight out. It's so controllable. It's so fun. I wish it felt better in my hand, but like the plastic, this first run blue, it's got that nice bit of stiffness, but in general, it's got enough give that I don't feel like it's about to slip out of my hands. I really like it. It's been fun to throw. Generally throwing a putter around 200 feet, that's what I feel like my range is. And regularly I found this going farther. So 230 to 240 feet. In some of the cases, all these 200-foot holes, I found myself a little too far past the basket, which seems like a good problem to have and one I could account for eventually. Anyway, far flying putter, totally awesome. So that brings me to like the strategy for breaking down a course like this. I've been throwing just these 4 discs on the last 2 rounds out at my local course. They're not in their short positions. Park Circle's in its longest position. Johns Island right now, it's available 9. Most of the holes are in that 200-foot range, so there's a lot of birdie potential here. Robbie C's comment that if you have a 220-foot shot in your bag that you can throw reliably, you can par so many courses is so true. Out here at Johns Island in the available 9, there's a par 4 that's 460 feet. Usually I'm throwing a wide distance driver, hoping it does something good and ends up in an open field, and then I've got another fairway driver shot to hopefully get within, I don't know, 100 feet, and then that's still that Beetle upshot. It's inconsistent, it's wild. I don't always know where the disc is going to go, but today, 200 feet straight, 200 feet straight. It hit some trees, that's okay. Another 150-foot upshot with the Beetle, tapping for par. That's weird. It makes me wonder why I have this Jeep full of other discs if these 2 will get me to the basket for par most of the time. I don't know, something to think about. Give that a shot. Hopefully you've enjoyed this. As always, rejoice in Christ, meditate on his word, and give thanks to him for the world he's made. Maybe go play some disc golf out of gratitude, and hopefully you'll join me next time. See you.